Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about Lori Harvey's controversial TikTok that has her trending all over social media right now. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the TikTok here so you guys can hear what she had to say.
Everybody's been asking like what it is I specifically did to get my body to this point. So when Mike and I got together, I gained like 15 pounds of relationship weight and it was horrible. None of my clothes fit. It was just not okay. So I've been consistently doing Pilates for like the last year. I've done it for a few years, but I've been really consistent the last year. And when I was trying to drop weight, I was working out like 5-6 times a week. And I would even do like for the first month and a half, I think I did 2-a-days. So what I would do was I was in a calorie deficit. I think I maybe was consuming like 1,200 calories in a day max. And I wasn't on like a specific eating regimen. I just was trying to do like meat and veggies and like minimal carbs. And then I had this sprint interval circuit that I would do. So I would do Pilates in the morning and then I would leave there and I would sometimes directly go to the gym and hop on the treadmill for 30 minutes. And it's a specific sprint interval workout I did. So if you guys want that, I'll give it to you later. So then I would do that, or I also like to do like a hike, or I would go run the stairs, just some type of cardio. That's how you drop, because Pilates alone is not going to make you lose weight. It's just going to give you long, lean muscles. So yeah.
Now, if you're confused about what's been going on social media for the past few days, Lori Harvey showed up to the Met Gala looking absolutely stunning, which caused a lot of people to question her about her diet and exercise regimen. So the TikTok that you just watched was her response to what people have been asking her. However, the TikTok did not get the response that she probably thought that it was going to. I'm going to read you guys some of the tweets that I have been seeing all over social media talking about Lori Harvey's new workout routine. Lori Harvey gaining on TikTok saying she ate 12,000 calories a day and worked out twice a day just because she gained 15 pounds is ugh. I'm glad the comments have some sense in them though. Weight loss culture is crazy. TMZ reported Lori Harvey is following in Kim K's diet footsteps, namely getting slammed online for allegedly promoting unhealthy diet choices and fat phobia to her millions of followers. I'm going to piss some of y'all off, but I don't care. Lori Harvey can do this because she doesn't have a job. She lives a life of leisure and luxury, of course, so she has the time to dedicate to this. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was completely shocked at the backlash that Lori Harvey was getting because I don't feel like she said anything crazy. Yes, it probably is drastic from what most people are eating, but if we're being honest, 1,200 calories is nowhere near starving, and there are so many ways that you can incorporate healthy food options in a 1,200 calorie diet while still being full and getting all the nutrients you need. Now, of course, if you're judging this based off of a fast food calorie menu, you're only going to be able to get one meal in a day, maybe not even that if you're going to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or any of these other fast food places where their food is saturated with unhealthy fats, lots of carbs, grease, butter, salt, etc. So Lori Harvey saying that she ate in this caloric deficit, I don't feel like she is promoting an unhealthy lifestyle at all. It's also important to note that number one, she did not say that this is her average routine. This was something that she did while she was trying to lose weight. Now, I want to address the topic of people calling Lori Harvey fat phobic for sharing her diet and exercise regimen. I think that this is very hypocritical because typically when we see someone go from a very large weight to a very small weight, we celebrate them, we praise them, regardless of knowing what they have went through or what emotional state they were in during their weight loss journey. Whenever we see someone lose a significant amount of weight, we rarely stop and ask ourselves, has this person developed an eating disorder? Does this person now have an unhealthy relationship with food? Do they hate the previous version of themselves and have become fat phobic just because they decided to make a lifestyle change? No, we don't do that. So I don't think it's fair to do that with people who are naturally more slim. Also, I've seen people talk about the fact that they don't feel that people actually want to lose weight because of the health benefits, but more so to attain a societally acceptable body. And while I do see some validity in that statement, I think it diminishes the millions of people who do actually want to lose weight for the health benefits. There are health dangers that come with being overweight, and there are societal disadvantages that do come from being overweight as well. And I don't think that makes someone a bad person just because they don't want to experience those societal disadvantages either. Especially when we all know that, except in a few rare cases, weight loss is a choice. We also have to acknowledge that body image and societal acceptance is subjective based on a variety of different factors, even between cultures. An easy way to exemplify this is if you think about sitcoms and movies that primarily feature white women in the early 2000s, you'll notice that they'll use phrases like having a big butt as an insult, whereas in the black community, having a big butt is a compliment. Most people in our culture would not look at Lori Harvey's before picture and consider her to be an overweight or obese woman by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, most people would consider Lori Harvey's before picture to be an after picture in someone else's fitness journey. So in this case, I don't think it's fair to say that Lori Harvey is being fat phobic or trying to reach a societal standard because she already was a conventionally attractive woman. And we've definitely seen the extremes of cultural body image with this BBL epidemic. Whereas Lori Harvey, on the other hand, saw that she had simply gained a few pounds due to her new relationship and decided she wanted to get back to a weight that was comfortable for her. I don't think that it's okay for us to sit here and decide what somebody else's ideal body should be. And I also don't think that it's smart to compare yourself to Lori Harvey when she does have a life of leisure and luxury. Lori Harvey is a whole model, so her weight is going to directly impact the type of jobs that she's able to secure. Now, even though Lori Harvey does have a atypical lifestyle for most of us, I think that it's a little bit of a reach to say that the only reason she's able to work out twice a day and eat 1,200 calories is because she's a celebrity. This is just simply not true at all. My mom is on a weight loss journey and she's a school teacher and she works out twice a day and eats between 12 to 1,400 calories. So this is definitely not something that Lori Harvey is the only person that's able to attain. Now, you might not be able to get in the same Pilates class as Lori Harvey, but there are literally thousands of YouTube videos showing you workouts between 30 minutes to an hour. I don't think that committing to working out between an hour to an hour and a half every day is something that's extremely outrageous, and I don't think it's anything for people to be outraged about. Now, if you don't want to commit to the type of lifestyle that Lori Harvey has, you don't have to, but she literally only got on the internet and told people what her diet and exercise regimen was because she was questioned about it. Now, I don't want to make it seem like absolutely everyone on the internet is against Lori Harvey because that isn't the case. There were some tweets that were in her defense, but I will be honest, I did see more that were calling her out, saying that she was telling young women to starve themselves and that her content was damaging to young women. But I don't really see this. And I think that if we have these conversations about caloric deficits and healthy eating options, and we really start the conversations about what it takes to obtain these body types, it will be a lot less controversial when we actually get this information. No one's saying that you have to look like Kim K or Lori Harvey. These are standards that you're putting on yourself. And if you do want to look like Kim K or Lori Harvey, it's not going to come by just, cutting out sodas and eating less bread. I also want to say I think it's extremely unfair to loop Kim K and Lori Harvey in the same category when it comes to promoting unhealthy lifestyles and dietary choices. Kim K was out here promoting appetite suppressant lollipops, waist trainers, laxative teas, and saying that she basically starved herself to lose 16 pounds in a matter of 3 weeks just to fit into a dress. Meanwhile, Lori Harvey stated in her video that these changes happened over a time period of a few months. All she did was increase her activity level and eat in a caloric deficit. I think people are also putting a lot of emphasis on these 2-a-day workouts when, if you listen to what she says, she was already in Pilates for the past few years. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Pilates, Pilates is a very low impact workout that focuses on your strength training and building muscle with flexibility and balance. It's not like cardio where you're constantly in a high intensity activity. So for people who were concerned that she was going to be burning too much energy and not consuming enough calories to replace it, Pilates is not one of those type of exercises, which is why she said that by Pilates alone you will not lose weight. So all she did was add cardio to her weight loss regimen. There are some people who adhere to a strict dietary lifestyle on a consistent basis. You know, even personal trainers and nutritionists will tell you that the only way to lose weight is by being in a caloric deficit. There are so many regular girls on YouTube who share their weight loss journey. I've heard girls even talk about eating 500 calories a day, which that in my opinion is very extreme, and that is something to be talked about. But because these girls are coming from a place where they're considered more overweight than what Lori Harvey was at her starting point, we praise these women for their dedication and for their discipline. But when it's someone who's seen as conventionally attractive, even with a little bit of additional weight as Lori Harvey, we call them controversial and accuse them of having eating disorders. And I just think that's not fair. Everyone isn't going to gain weight the same way. Whereas you may have a slip up and gain 15, 20 pounds, someone else could go through a period of slipping up and gain 25 to 50 pounds. Lori Harvey got to a point where she gained 15 pounds and realized that she wanted to get back in shape, most likely knowing that she was going to be wearing a very revealing outfit at the upcoming Met Gala, and she did what was necessary to obtain the ideal body that she wanted for her personal image. 15 pounds may not be a lot depending on who you ask, but as someone who's in the influencing and modeling industry, that does change your size, and that can have a big impact on your jobs and careers. And as someone who's been on a weight loss journey and regained the weight, I have to commend Lori Harvey for having the discipline to be able to get back on it after only gaining 15 pounds. I personally think it's commendable of Lori Harvey to tell her actual diet and exercise regimen instead of lying to us like other models in the industry who will literally tell us with a straight face that they eat cheeseburgers for breakfast, not naming any names. She also could have made a product and capitalized off the fact that so many people were interested in her body type, but she didn't do that either. She also didn't deceive us like many people in the fitness space do by getting surgically enhanced and then trying to lie to us and tell us that she got these results through diet and exercise. She really could have been deceitful and capitalized off of giving people what they really wanted, which was a quick fix. But instead of creating another detox tea to have you pooping your brains out, she told us the truth. Diet and exercise really work. Now, some of you might be upset at what I'm about to say next, but I promise that this isn't to shame or degrade anyone, which is why I won't be including these specific tweets in the video. But majority of the people that I saw going the hardest on Lori were people who were overweight. The main people who were saying that she had an eating disorder, that she was too tired to function, that she was promoting dangerous and unhealthy diet culture were people who were overweight. As someone who's still currently on a weight loss journey, I know that we have been taught a lot of misinformation growing up. And I also know that a lot of times we will try to adapt situations to meet our own personal feelings versus being objective with what things really are. The objectivity in this situation is knowing that just because you may eat 3,000 calories a day doesn't mean that that's normal or healthy, and it doesn't mean that someone who's in a caloric deficit has an eating disorder or that they're trying to promote an unhealthy lifestyle. The truth is, for a petite woman like Lori Harvey who is already very active, her maintenance calories may very well be 1,600 calories per day, so she can't eat 1,500 calories and expect to lose the same amount of weight. But what really upset me was that I saw several people under the comments of these very hurtful tweets saying that, oh my gosh, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm in a caloric deficit and I've been working out twice a day. Am I doing something wrong? Someone please help me. And then these people who were overweight themselves then proceeded to try to give others advice about weight loss when it's like, oh my gosh, you're not even actively on a weight loss journey. So I just feel like these comments are very hurtful and they're misleading to people who are actually trying to lose weight. For some reason, it's very easy for us to see how a comment made from a slim person to a bigger person can be hurtful or degrading. But when it goes the other way around, for some reason, we think words don't have the same impact just because being slim is socially acceptable. And I'm saying this as a woman who has never been considered slim, even at my smallest. I just think if you're not well versed in nutrition and dieting, then you probably should sit this conversation out. If you don't want to know what someone does for their diet and exercise regimen, don't ask, and don't feel pressured to do something just because a celebrity is doing it. However, if you do want to have results like Lori Harvey, I want you to know that this is not something that's unobtainable at all. If you simply woke up 30 minutes earlier in the morning, you could get a workout in the morning time. So that is a simple solution to getting a 2-a-day workout. As far as eating 1200 calories, I would highly suggest you guys look up meals that contain more whole foods, more plant-based options, or more vegetable options in general. It's not uncommon for people who go on caloric deficit diets to increase their consumption of vegetables and fruits because these are very low calorie options. You can eat a whole sweet potato and that's like 130 calories. And I don't know about you guys, but when I eat sweet potatoes, especially when I chop them up into cubes, a whole sweet potato is a lot of food and it actually gets me pretty full. So when you think about people talking about diets like this, you have to change your mindset and you have to be willing to be open to listening. Now, if Lori Harvey got up here and told us that she worked out 3 times a day and she only ate 500 calories, then maybe we would have a discussion to talk about. But Lori Harvey eating 1200 calories is not that controversial. It's not that big of a deal. And honestly, it's not that uncommon for people who really want to take their weight loss journey seriously. The difference between 1200 calories and 1500 calories could literally be a bag of popcorn. So I just want you guys to know that you don't have to compare yourself to Lori Harvey and you don't have to do what she does, but at the same time, don't shame people who take their weight loss journey seriously and who put a lot of time and dedication into their body. Obviously, Lori Harvey is really into her health and wellness, and that's not something that she should be shamed for because she didn't say anything outrageous and she didn't promote this lifestyle to anyone. She simply answered the questions that she was asked. Just like with every other aspect of life, when people can't do something, they try to tell you that it's wrong or bad or that you shouldn't do it either. Your best bet is to speak to a professional and do what works for you. I just felt like this was an important topic for me to cover because I do share weight loss videos on my channel and I want you guys to be able to distinguish the difference between unhealthy and healthy decision making when it comes to weight loss. You should never be starving yourself. If you are hungry majority of the day, you need to reevaluate what type of foods you're putting in your body, and you should never be overexerting yourself to the point of exhaustion, fainting, or anything of the sort. Let me know what you guys' thoughts on this topic are, and I will see you in the next video.